Hey everybody, it's Kim and I'm back for another rap session. Wednesday rap session. I can't get that right. Anyway, welcome back for all of you who have been on this ride with me for a while. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for choosing to spend some of your precious time with me. Also, welcome to anybody who is new to the channel. I know that I have definitely seen a bunch of new people come over, and I appreciate Rose again from Rose Likes Crochet, as well as Seta, and so many of you who are sharing it out. I thank you so much for all of the support and all of the yarny love. So anyway, today is our third rap session, and this is the segment where I talk about a long languishing whip that I am really working to get done. So let me show you guys. Now I've been working on, I didn't bring my phone, but I've been working on a mile a minute project that's been in process for a long time. But let me show you. I won't bring out, now you guys know it's three different colorways. One is the green colorway, which is made up of all of it is Super Saver yarn, thyme and green tea leaf or something, tea leaf and thyme, and soft white. Then there is orchid, dark orchid, and soft white. And then there is turquoise, real teal, and soft orchid. So all of the green has been finished. I have been working on the blue ones, and I had 3 of the blue ones. You would think I would have had this together a little bit more. I had 3 of the blue ones done the last time we spoke, and I had begun to work on the last 2. So they consist, each strip has a center strip, 2 outside of that with the darker color, and then 1 round of the soft white, and then a final round of whatever the darker color is. So this is how far I got on the last 2 of the turquoise and real teal. I got both of them to this point. So there are 2 of these. I pulled out just one. Let's see. Okay, so here's the other. So there are 2 of these now at this point, and these are both ready for the final round of, it will be the real teal on this. Now, funny thing happened on the way to that final round. It would have been done by now, but I apparently used it. I know that I used it on the peacock, but I still thought I had some, but I got a ball of it. It's not enough to get around even one of these. So I had to do an emergency Joann's order. I was gonna run up to Michael's, but they didn't have any real teal in the store. I looked on Amazon because I was like, well, maybe I can find it on Prime, and the prices were ridiculous, but I was gonna do it. Because I need the color. And then I said, well, let me check Joann's, and sure enough, not only did Joann's have it, they also, on that particular day when I made this discovery, had free shipping on any size order. So I went ahead and ordered 2 balls of it, even though I don't need 2. I ordered 2 balls of it. I'm pretty sure I had 2 balls of it. I must have just used it over the years, because the dark orchid, I for sure have the orchid and the dark orchid. I have 2 of each of those, so I know I ordered the same. But anyway, it's just nowhere around for me to find it. So I had to stop working on that. So then I decided that how I'm going to finish this off, I'm going to do a kind of assembly line style. So I have made all of the orchid center strips. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All 5 of the orchid center strips all done. So then the next step is going to be to put the dark orchid around each one. So the way I see this is I literally have somewhere around 2 to 3 weeks. You know, if I decide that I don't want to work on it, maybe 4 weeks, but I'm going to work on it until it's done, and I'm going to meet with you guys until it's done. So I'll be working on it every week. I think that I got about 2 more weeks left before this thing is done. Because they don't take that long. It's a mile a minute for a reason. And I am down to the last colorway, and then it'll be time to sew it together. Now, I'm going to be asking for your advice about this whole border situation, because when I read the pattern, there is no border in the sense of that goes all around it. There's something that you do at each end. The problem is that I changed this. This was originally all like a blue, a light blue, a dark blue, and ecru. So at the end, your outer border was all going to be, the outer of everything is, once it's sewn together, is one color. Not so with mine. So I want to put a border around it to unify it, and what they tell you to do is not going to suffice. So I got to figure out how to go ahead and get that done. So I'll be asking for your advice when I get to that point, because I'm sure you guys have more ideas than I do with this thing. And then, yeah, this will be ready for display. I think, I don't think I have much longer on this project. And so I already pulled out the peacock as something that, this will be my main project for the It's a Wrap make along that Christy and I are hosting with the Hook and Stitch live show. But I will continue to do my wrap sessions because I have a lot of long languishing whips, and let's talk about that now. So I was going to talk to you guys about the project that is in this mustache bag. I made this bag early in my bag making life, and it has raw edges all exposed on the inside because I didn't know how to not do that when I was making bags. And this is again the way I made the strap. Strap is really not necessary, but anyway, in this bag I knew I was starting to make a you guys know I created a amigurumi doll, I think in 2020, and so I was going to create another one to try and write up the pattern because the other one the first one I just kind of made. So this one I was kind of trying to write it out. And then it just sat and sat and sat. I have no idea where those notes are. I might come across them, but I have no idea really what I did with those notes. The doll's name was Wonder, and she is super beautiful. I cannot find her either because, again, through this pandemic, so many things happened. This was my corner right here. Then when we started working from home and we overused the outlet on the other side of the room, so then Steve had to move in this corner. I moved in another spot because we were all working from home, so then I lost my space. In the process of all of that, I used to have all my amigurumi sitting behind me. I had to put everything away. I don't know what I did with Wonder. I mean, she's around. So anyway, I pulled this out because I was going to show you, I'm going to work on Wonder. And I have no idea why I put these yarns in here. I know that my plan is to make a seasonal. I make her in 4 different colorways or 4 different dolls. Very similar but seasonal, right? So this one's going to be a fall one. I put this in here. It is a Hirschner's Pastry Plus in the colorway Allspice. It's a number 3 light. I'm gonna take this out of here because I would rather use this for something else. It's a number 3 light, 100% acrylic. You get 743 yards on here, and I don't know if I have 2 of these. I have to check. But this one was in here. I don't know why, guys. I try not to make a huge mess. I have 2 of these, and they don't really go with that. I love this, and all I can think is that maybe I was going to make a Halloween version, and that's why I put this in here. This is that Craft Smart jacquard, valued jacquard, and this colorway was called, I think, Rainbow. Yeah, this was called Rainbow, but it felt very Halloween-y, so I was going to use that. I don't know why all this is in here. And the rest of them kind of make sense because I started, and this is, I think a Red Heart Soft. I don't have the label, so I have no idea, but I started making the bottom of Wonder. And I used this for her tights. I don't know where my brain was going, but I think maybe a dress with this one here. So I got my hook in here, and then maybe the dress was gonna have some of this too. I don't know. And then, excuse me, I think I just realized why I brought that pastry puff out here now. I got it now. And then this worsted 3. Were her feet, and it was probably going to be something else. 100% acrylic, 3 ounces. It's a number 4, and I don't know. Made in China. It's not that bad for it to be made in China. Colorway ochre. All right, so now I just realized why I brought that over here. This is going to be her hair. That's why this is in here, because the way I do the hair, with the other one I used ice yarn, which was closer to a number 3, and that's what this is for. This is hair. I got it now. I'm glad we're talking. I still don't know why this is in here. Because when I think about her, I would actually like this to be her tights, but clearly I've done something else. So anyway, we are going to have in the future episodes a design talk corner, where I kind of update you, because the reason why I want to add that in is because I want to work on it. I really want to work on it and get it to the point where it can be released. So that's that for that one. All right, let me pull out my notes, make sure I talk about everything I plan to talk about. And here's the diary. The diary is still a part of this process so far. So, mile a minute, we talked about Wonder. So yeah, I want to pick that back up. And I don't know when I'm going, but she will get, I think once we finish the mile a minute, we'll probably have a couple of projects that we'll talk about during the wrap sessions. Because it'll probably be 2 amigurumis, the Peacock and maybe Wonder. But I have some other amigurumis, a couple of different things that could be a part of it too. So anyway, that's that. Now, let's see. Then, in the process of looking for Wonder, I found these squares. And I told you I'm really bad. You guys know me. I'm really bad at joining. I really am. Although some of you are out there trying to tempt me to join some other crochet alongs. I'm tempted, but I'm going to hold myself back because I am making no less than 4 blankets right now. One of them doesn't really count. The granny stripe is just going to be ongoing. It may not get finished until next year, so I'm not worrying about that one. As long as I feel drawn to it, I will work on it, but if I don't, I'm not going to pressure myself. But I have the things that we're talking about on Squared Up Saturdays. I have 3 blankets in that whole thing. And so I'm trying not to start anything new. However, I'm talking about a wrap session and some things that need to be wrapped up. So in 2019, I boldly entered the fray on the Unravelled Mittens 2019 Stash Busting Cal. She's done it every year since. So it looks like there's a 2020, there's a 2021, I think there's a 2022. But I went back to 2019 because when I was looking for Wonder, I found my squares and realized that I had made 7 squares. I had got up to square 7 and then I pooped out. So there are 24 squares. I think we did 2 a month with that. And so without putting any pressure on myself to get it done in 2022, I at least want to progress on it. So I pulled it out so I can show you what I have done. And this is the make along where I was introduced to the herringbone half double crochet. I fell in love with that stitch. It's been my stitch ever since. But anyway, I didn't bring anything over here to tell you which square was which, but here you go. And I was trying to do like South to West style colors, except one of these, I'm like, why is that in there? Anyway, which, yeah, I don't know why that's in there. So here's one square already done. Square number 2 already done. These are not the order in which she did them. I'm just showing you how I have them piled up here. This is the colorway. I don't know why it's in here. And I don't even know if I have this yarn anymore, but who cares? This is a scrap blanket anyway, so it doesn't have to be like, I don't have to have exactly this color again. As long as I get something in the family, I'll be happy. This one, this was a different, I don't know what this is. I think this is what I made my sweater out of, because this is actually a lot more drapey, a lot more soft, and I think it's like an 80-20 blend. Everything else is acrylic. So that one is probably my least favorite. This was my introduction to the herringbone half double crochet, and I did it with the tweed yarn. This block stitch is another one that I loved, and I actually started making a blanket with this stitch, but just one color, which I will show you guys that on another wrap session. I used that Bernat Cake Pop in the butterscotch colorway that I showed you the other day that I frogged. I have a blanket started with this stitch with that yarn, and you guys will get introduced or reintroduced to that at some point. That's a block stitch of some sort. I think this was the Granny Spike stitch. And this is the front. And then the last one I had was this bobble thing about Killed All of Us. I remember people, we could not get this right. I don't know how many times I did it until I finally got it, but a lot of us had trouble with this one. And that's it. I have 7 of them. So I'm just going to like go back and just take it slow. Do one little square at a time at my leisure and not worry myself to death about it, but at least make progress, because what else am I going to do with those squares, man? It's not enough. 7 is not enough to make a blanket, so I got to make some more, so I might as well try to finish that cal. So that's on the list. All right. So a part of this, I wanted to do a less wrap session, and that is just us talking about something. So here's something that I noticed this week. I've been watching a lot of those, like I told you already, I watched on another video, I told you that I watched a lot of people talk about all the things they made, all the things they knitted or crocheted in 2021. But there was also a bunch of people writing out their goals. And for me, I watched, is it Northern Knits, the girl who is like behind the Make 9 situation that everybody does on Instagram. I pulled up my Make 9 from last year just out of curiosity to see, because even though I showed you guys, I posted a list of all the things, or either I read it on a video, of all the things that I made in 2021. However, I did not stick to any kind of that make 9. And in fact, I am now doing 2 of those things that were on the make 9 from last year. I'm doing them now. One was color work knitting, and if you watch my Sunday Shenanigans episode, you've seen that in progress. And I'm very excited about color work knitting. Simple stuff. But of course now I want to do all the color work, but I'm trying to calm myself down. And then a Christmas blanket was on there. There were some other things that I just didn't get to at all. 7 other things. I actually didn't get through to anything, I don't think. I think a Rhinebeck sweater was on there. I did make a sweater last year. I don't like it. I'm actually probably going to frog it if I can. And do something else with the yarn. So yeah, that might be on that'll be on a Wednesday wrap session as well. If I can undo it and start again. And do something else, because it's really, really flawed to the point where I won't wear it. So what's the point of that? Anyway, so we'll take care of that. But anyway, watching other people's goals, there's a lot of people, and you know what? No hate, none of that. I appreciate everything about everybody's goals. There's a lot of people that are talking about what they're not going to do as a goal. And my chest gets tight just listening to it. Like, I'm not going to, like, these restrictive rules, like, I can't buy any yarn until I use up thus and so amount of yarn, or, just like these intense rules that I know personally I would end up breaking them. So there is no point, of me making a goal like that, because if I want the yarn, I'm probably going to get the yarn, because I think that life is short, if we didn't learn that in these last 2 years. So if it's not a big deal, I don't think so. I'm not going to restrict. I don't want to have restrictive goals. And every time I listen to somebody who came out like that, it's cool to say I want to make this and that and the other, and I love those. But when I hear I'm not going to unless type of goals, those things like stress me out. So I don't make those kind of goals, but that works for people, and more power to them. And you got to do what works for you. For me, I didn't even make any goals really. So I'm just making. And then at the end of the year, we're going to talk about everything I made. I just like that a lot better. So that's what I'm going to do, because I can't be restricting anything, because you I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. So I just know who I am. So anyway, that is that for that. Okay, upcoming. I just want to talk about that for a minute. I'm not down on anybody who sets goals like that. And I know that a lot of us feel like we just have too much yarn and we need to use up our yarn instead of going and buying more yarn. And we do I think most of us are using what we have. I just think that other yarns come and they appeal to us, or a project will call for something that maybe we don't have. We just like it, right? So here's another way to look at it. And we've talked about this before. If you are an artist, you have all kinds of implements. If you're a fine artist, right? You have all the things that you might need to make your art piece work. I don't know a lot of artists personally, like fine artists. So Linda Jean, you can chime in and let me know. But I wonder if they do that. I wonder if they say, I'm only going to buy the paint that I need for the project, Or do they say, I'm going to buy all the colors of the rainbow because those colors inspire me, and that is where I'm going to get my next big idea from. See, that's what I think about. When we buy yarn, it's like buying paint for our art pieces. And so that's how I see it. There's a lot of people who will only buy for a project, and that's how they work. I don't work like that. I like to have all the colors. So anyway, that's how I look at it. Anyway, there's room for all of us, right? So that's that. That's the end of that wrap session. And then I'll just mention upcoming. Of course, we have Squared Up Saturday with me. There will be an episode this Saturday, but there will also be the next episode of Hook and Stitch Live with Kim and Chris, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. I will be putting up a reminder in my Facebook group as well as in Chris's Facebook group. But please, please, please join us. I posted a picture on my Facebook group of a recently finished object that I will reveal on that show. So that's going to be it. That is going to be all for today's wrap session Wednesday. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I certainly enjoyed talking to you. And in the meantime, I will see you in the next live session with me and Christy on Saturday, and then my other video will come out as well. There will also be Sunday shenanigans. Please come on our show on Saturday morning, afternoon, wherever you may be, and join our crafty community over there, because together we can change the world. All right, guys, I love you all. I will see you all in the next video live. Until we meet again, keep it crafty. Bye, gang. We'll see ya.